Every moment in time that you are not working, you are seeding, like you're giving it to someone else. I do IVs quite a bit. That helps me a lot. And the adrenaline is great. It's just like the hype of adrenaline.
Does this let up anytime soon?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Ivan Burazin is the co-founder and CEO of Daytona, which builds sandboxes, i.e. composable computers, for AI agents. Before Daytona, he built Code Anywhere, one of the first browser IDEs. The company most recently raised a $24 million Series A, led by FirstMark Capital, and has been growing like crazy, reaching 1 million ARR about 50 days after launch, and then 3 million ARR 45 days later. Ivan is from Croatia, and the company is split across Zagreb, Split, and San Francisco. Welcome, Ivan.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's start with the pivot story of like what it started as.
Yeah, so we started Daytona as an on-prem product for automating dev environments for human engineers. Basically, if you've worked in any of the large tech companies, when you come in as a developer, it's very trivial to set up a new dev environment for a project or multiple projects you're doing. And for the most part, it's usually running remote. It's not local. And it's all automated and it's really easy. If you work at any other company in the world, Fortune 500 or otherwise, you don't have that. It's truly a pain to get it up and running, and it takes a bit of time to get this. Because of that, we decided to bring this tooling into all the enterprise, right? So they're not tech companies. And so we built that out. We had customers, we had revenue, we had all these things. And so while we were pushing that and grinding too, we had some inbound interest for running these for AI agents. People didn't understand that agents would need these computers or runtimes. And so it was very new to us. We gave them their old tool. They said this was not what they needed. And then we continually kept in conversation with these people and sort of like fine-tuned or try to figure out what this was. And when we ultimately created this new version of the product, we gave it to these people. They were like, oh, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I'm not saying verbatim what they said. There were some like swear words in that, very much excitement. And that excitement was something that made us decide, oh, this is the future. This is what we want. This is pull. And because of that, we decided to like hard pivot. Like we're not doing the old product. We're not pushing that. We're doing the new thing.
That's tough. How did you get to that point of conviction?
As a startup, it's actually very hard, especially pre-AI. Now it's kind of different. It was very hard to sell to these customers. I remember we were on one call with like one of the biggest banks, and they're like, how big are you guys? And I said 15. And they're like 50. I'm like, no, 15. That was the end. That was the end. It's like nothing else made sense anymore. It's like, you guys are too small. You can't service us, blah, 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 all these things. And so also when you think about the finite market, like even if we had acquired all these companies, that would be a great business, but you still have to like think about your second act and third act and what are this product's going to be and where you're going to sell, for that. Versus when we thought about agents, once we got pilled that there will be more agents, that there will be humans, like vastly more. That means your TAM is just like vastly bigger. Two, there were competitors, but no one owned the market. It wasn't like everyone knew that this competitor, and so you're going against someone that's going there. And the other thing, the market was just evolving. So like you're pretty new. Most people don't know anyone else. The market is growing and it can be vastly bigger. It's like, oh, this makes more sense. Let's just do this. And one thing I had learned in our lives, we've done multiple companies at the same time. We've done multiple things at the same time. And that not focusing is probably the worst thing for us. Like you learn the hard way. It's very hard to let go of revenue and some sort of success. And so this time I was talking to my co-founder, if we do it all the way, like just pure cut. And so we cut it off. And we basically sent any customer we had at that point or coming into one of our competitors and said, here you go.
And then tell me about your customers today.
Our customers today range from, let's call it the YC company, like the YC startup. It doesn't have to be YC specifically, but the YC startup, all the way to the Fortune 500 enterprises, to some of the largest, tech companies in the world, like everyone across the board. We have a bunch of logos on our website, so those we can say, the other ones we can't. But specifically in the top 5 most valuable companies, we have 2 customers, so I can say that for sure. And then outside in the Fortune 500, we have like a bunch of them that are household names that are not tech companies that they use us for their internal. And then all the way down, series, D, C, B, A, seed, and inception. So it's across the board from the size of the company. As for the use cases, we basically have two major and one minor new use cases. And so the two major use cases are background agents. Background agents we define as an agent or service that has a human that interacts with it. And then the human interacts with the agent and the agent calls our system. So basically you can think of, and not saying that these are our customers, you can think of Harvey, Gamma, Lovable, whatever, where a human interacts with an agent and an agent goes off and does something. And the second is researchers. So for reinforcement learning or evals, where people will use us versus like a Kubernetes cluster or whatever to run their CPU workloads.
So I'm going to quote you to you. If you're taking a break these holidays, you're not going to make it.
If we're at the hype of this super cycle, every moment in time that you are not working, you are seeding, like you are giving it to someone else because someone else is going to work. And I was like, why are you people going to take a break now? And it's not people like attack me like you should take a break Sundays or weekends, whatever. That was not the thing is, it is a point in time now. You should be taking advantage of it. If you're not, someone else will.
Someone responded, right? Saying, bro, I've never heard of your company or something like that. And then you responded to that.
Yeah, and then I responded like, that's why I can't, basically, because I had to keep on working. And that's why I didn't take a break for the holidays. Yeah. And I haven't taken a break out of maybe like 2 days probably in total since. And it's not a flex. It's basically like what we have to do right now. I mean, I do look like I'm a bit tired. I probably could have used some sleep, but like it's very, very hard to stop working when everything is moving so fast and everything's going this direction. So you just feel like you're losing if you're not going forward.
How many hours a night do you sleep?
It depends on, I fly a lot. I think last night was like 5.5, something like that. And that's bad. I should sleep. I need sleep. So it's pretty bad for me.
More generally, you seem like a pretty intense guy. How do you kind of recover, keep yourself going?
I don't do much for recovery. I probably need that. So it's basically just go, go, go. I do IVs quite a bit. That helps me a lot. I like
What?
once a
I
week.
did not
Yes,
see this.
yes. I do IVs quite a bit. They're a lifesaver, especially when you fly a lot because you do dehydrate when you fly. And then getting a liter of like water in your blood helps a lot. And people ask like, why don't you drink water? You would have to drink the equivalent of 8 liters of water, which is not possible. Like you can't drink that at all to get to the equal of that. So it is actually fundamentally very, very useful. Even if you just do the plain, it's water and salt. That is what it is. It's nothing crazy, right? And that does help a lot. And the adrenaline is great. It's just like the hype of the journey.
Wow. Does this let up anytime soon?
I don't know the answer to that question.
How many times do you check Twitter a day?
A lot. I don't know. A lot.
What's the difference between Croatian engineers and US engineers?
Imagination.
What's the founder failure mode you're most careful to avoid?
I probably try to avoid the self-doubt days, which happen quite a bit. Like, today's fine, but like you have days that are like shitty and you think you're going to fail and it's going to die and everything's worthless. And then 2 days later, it's fantastic. Every founder goes through these things. And then basically I try to like base my own stuff. It's like, it's just one of those days, just survive and continue and not get into that downward spiral. I think probably is the thing that I try the most.
When you kind of feel those down emotions, what do you do?
Nothing. Just push through. Go through go through the motions is what I say. So it's like, if you have to wake up in the morning, wake up in the morning. If you have to do work, do work. You have to brush your teeth, do what you have to do, then go to sleep at the end of the day and wake up tomorrow morning.
So kind of just keep pushing through, knowing it'll get better.
Yeah, because the motions are like, if you stop, that's the problem. Like that's why I think in the army they have like you have to do the bed in the morning. I think I've never been in the army, but it's just like you have to get something done and then you feel better that day. And so like you just go through the motions. Okay, you have to wake up. You feel like shit. Wake up. And so it's usually less velocity, less energy, but you get it done. Okay, then you take a shower, like shave, whatever you're supposed to do. Okay, you got that done. Now go do the next thing. You got that done. You go do the next thing. It sort of compounds and you don't feel that bad. Like you can have like super bad things and then nothing that helps. But even when you do have that thing, you go through the day and you build that energy back up. I've gone like years of like shitty life like that, going through just like negative stuff. And so you sort of build that muscle to continue on through those.
Ivan, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me, Ali.